Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Christina Romcook, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Bend. But before I do, I wanted to make sure everyone knew that I keep getting sent WhatsApp and text and emails of where to get the Rain products. And I don't sell the Rain products personally. I'm the chief science officer, but I know that you can get them at rainintl.com because I had to ask. And then I also know that, there's different people that sponsor people or that bring them into the sales into the company, and you can contact them as well. There's different places I think that people go. Um, and then someone sent me a WhatsApp and asked if there's different knockoffs of the product. Yeah, there's different seed-based products, but to have the actual packets that have been tested by Brunswick Lab that have third-party assay testing, you have to go through Rain. There's other seed-based products that are very, very good that I'm sure people try, but as far as if they don't have the Rain information on it, and they're not one of the products that I talk about on this, I don't have any way of knowing what their testing is or how the ingredients are actually made or what it's actually like. Because as the chief science officer at Rain, I actually am involved in the manufacturing process, the formulation process, and getting it to you all, because I'm a PhD in nanobiotechnology, not nanobiotechnologist. Gosh, that's a big word. From my postdocs from Harvard, and I focus on that lately in the last part of my career, or recently in this part of my career. Before that, I was in biotech and pharma, and I've actually also done research for NIMH. And I have done different things to help improve healthcare. I've even been a CEO at certain points. I don't feel like I was very good at that because I always really love doing the seed-based nutrition development, and I also love working on detoxification and formulas for pharmaceutical, biotech, and nutraceutical. I think this is one of my favorite things that I've done, though, because I get to do positive things that really can impact everyone, because from the time you're born, actually the time you're in your mother's stomach, you need to be exposed to really good products and really good things and nutrients and vitamins and minerals to the day you die. It's just very, very important. But today I want to talk about the weather because it's raining in Nashville, Tennessee. And I have an article that I pulled, and a bunch of articles, one from Australia, one from Harvard, on does weather affect your arthritis pain? And basically, the medical myth is when it rains, your joints hurt and you have headaches and stuff like that, but your joints hurt. And there's a couple of myths around the weather. In actuality, that's not true. The studies that came out of Australia, where they had 67 or 68,000 patients, as well as a 2014 study where they had about 206 patients, and another study that was published by NIMH shows that that's the opposite. There are actually more people report joint pain and see problems with this when it's hot than when it's raining. And so I'm not exactly sure where that myth occurred, but I have worked before in my career on the pharmaceutical side with arthritis, because I worked with psoriasis, which is a skin disorder. I did investigator-sponsored trials, scleroderma, sarcoidosis, pyoderma gangrenosum, which are these rare skin disorders, as well as psoriasis, which is not as rare, and dermatitis and different things. We worked on molecules that could help people because that's an autoimmune disorder, and those autoimmune disorders are a lot of times affected or correlated with like rheumatoid arthritis or Crohn's, which I worked on Crohn's too. So we did studies where we would compare our product to like Remicade or our product at the pharmaceutical companies alone, and how they treated these different disorders. And we had really good results. I loved working, in the biotech industry in these areas. However, I always, wanted also to work on the nutraceutical side where I could support people that were sick as well as people that were well. And what's so great is there's actually a product that we have at Rain that we made to support healthy joints, and it's called Bend. And I love Bend. My mother has arthritis. We do not make the claim that we treat arthritis, but our goal with Bend was really to support the body and fighting inflammation, because we know this is one of the problems with not just arthritis, but with overall health. Inflammation causes the autoimmune disorder to really grow and move. And then when that happens, the body, a lot of times, epigenetics occur and the body reacts, and there's a lot of potential problems that go along with that. So the discomfort and pain and inflammation that arise from the joints, it's important to stop them. And so while we would never make the claim that this product stops arthritis, we do know that this product was made with the ingredients that would really help support the body, the tendons, the muscles, and everything in the body in its daily functioning, so it can operate at an optimal. So we use really strong ingredients in here that would really help the body in support of that. We know that joint pain constitutes the most widespread chronic illnesses because it affects nearly 30% of adults. So, and this is not necessarily arthritis, but joint pain in general. And, my mother's suffering from it. I know I can't stand seeing her pain in her face. She's, I think, 76, 77 years old. She looks like she's 50, but she is actually a lot older, and she has lots of energy. And so she uses ice and she uses heat, and sometimes she can't do a lot of physical activity. And she's done a lot of things through the doctor to try to mask that pain. Well, I gave her Bend, and Bend has really helped her. She told me, she doesn't know if it's helping with inflammation or the actual pain, but I think it's because the ingredients that we put in Bend, they come from seeds. And we used glucosamine, we used the turmeric and the curcumin, and we used different things that would really assist the body. It was completely vegan, no GMOs. We stuck to our mission that we have at Rain to really give the body what it needs. And each ingredient we handpicked, and we handpicked it to treat inflammation and joint pain. And that's what we did. We produced a product that would impact and treat the inflammation and the joint pain. And so that's what we say in our marketing. But from a science perspective, when we designed the product, I, of course, as a formulator, looked into what ingredients would work. We had basic formulas from different other products that we had seen, and then we came up with our own formula. And we used the best ingredients and the strongest, and we always stick to the mission of the non-GMO vegan and really making sure that we deliver our promise, which is a seed-based product that is healthy. So we stuck with the black cumin seed oil, which we use in a lot of our products. And many of you guys know there's thousands of articles on black cumin seed oil that show how it impacts the immune system positively. We use the flaxseed, curcumin, glucosamine, levagan, sodium hyaluronate, new rice, vitamin E, vitamin B12, bioperine, and steviol. I have a hard time saying all those words. I have to try to write them out. Many people don't know this about me, but I have a speech impediment and a speech disorder, which is kind of like dyslexia. And so I have to be really careful when I'm on stage and presenting to you guys. I have a hard time saying a lot of the words, and I'll have to practice them over and over. What's great about Rain and the products is it allows us to be who we are, and we support each other in that, and then we empower each other. And that's what happens even with me. I get encouragement and support from you guys, even when I fail. And I really like that. In life, there's all kinds of negative things that happen to all of us. And they all impact our overall life. Yeah, our nutrition is very important. Our physical needs are important. Our spiritual, emotional, mental needs are important. And supporting each other in that is equally important. And being there for each other during hard times is equally important. Not just the good times. One of my favorite things I tell people is we love people despite the pain, not because of the joy. That's really love and that's support. And I think, going back to me being a scientist, I'm also a human being. I love the fact that I get to work for a company and get to have products that really support people when they are in pain or there are bad things that happen. And I think we had that in mind when we really worked on Bend, making sure that we put the ingredients in it. I know it was in my mind when I worked on it, making sure that we brought you guys what would really help you support your lives. So when you do come upon hard times or pain, which will always happen, that you have something that can really help. And so I pulled a lot of articles to really talk about the weather and arthritis. And what I was going to say is there's no correlation to the cold weather or the wet weather to show that that's where arthritis overall in the studies. There are particular studies that show that, but overall, if you look at all the studies, the conclusion is that's not what's causing the pain. It's what's happening inside, and the signaling that's happening inside the body, and this inflammation and this autoimmune disorder and with arthritis is really what's causing it. And I think that being able to bring a product that is not making a claim to treat arthritis, but making the statement that we used ingredients that are known to help with joint pain and inflammation, I think is very important. We used ingredients that are anti-inflammatory and have antioxidants and support healthy joint and aid in cartilage health. That's why we chose the ingredients that we chose. I want to put the ingredients up on so you guys can see them. Because I know I talked about them, but I want you guys to be able to see them. Here they are. And I can send research articles behind each of those ingredients to show how they help. We know, from Soul and Core and a lot of our other products that black cumin seed oil is extremely helpful in this, but adding the curcumin and adding the glucosamine and the other ingredients was something that we wanted to do, and we wanted to add as high of a concentration as we could. There's some companies, I think, and there's some products that they sprinkle things with pixie dust, and it's not really the strongest ingredients or at the right concentration. That's really not what we do. We handle things the right way and make sure that we're in support of the overall health and making sure that we're providing people not just, our goal is to do wellness and prevention, but I think producing a product like Ben was really important for us to be able to provide products for people when they feel like they are at a difficult time and they need extra assistance. I take Bend every day. I had Lyme's disease. I know that the ingredients in those products have been used in Australia and other parts of the world to treat Lyme's disease. I know that's not why we made it and that's not what we claim to do, but I take it every day because I do have joint pain. I feel like I have an incredibly good life, but doing as many things as I do, and things happen. I have the 4 kids and they play sports, and so a lot of times they'll grab it. My mother, going back to her, has been, using the Bend, and it absolutely helps her. And I've heard a lot of people talk about it. Now, another question that I had that I got was really about as far as these products, is there any way that people could be allergic? And I get this question about every product we have. You can be allergic to anything. I had a question the last 2 weeks of repetitively, actually, that there was someone that thought that they were allergic to one of the products, and so they wanted to know which one. And I said, these products, when you have children, you introduce a ingredient one at a time and see how the body reacts, and then introduce the next one. So when you start with peas, you'll have them eat peas for a while, and then you'll introduce the next ingredient, like bananas. And I've talked about this on an earlier video. With our products, it's the same way. You should introduce one product at a time when you're starting something, and then introduce the next one. Now, I jumped all in on the products when I first came and started them. We just had a couple of products we've added to these as I've been here over the last 2.5 years. But I started with Soul and Core, and with Soul and Core, I did notice that something was making me feel a little nauseous, and so I didn't think it was the Soul because I knew the ingredients, but I knew that like kale and spirulina and chlorella and chlorophyll are very strong and they can cleanse your body. And so it took me a while. I had to start with a tablespoon and work up until it was about 6 to 8 weeks that I was fully taking them and feeling great. And it's one of the products that I can't live without, now. It just took my body a while to adjust, because when your body gets used to not having great things in it, and then it's exposed to good things, it sometimes doesn't know how to react. So it's kind of like if you hang out in a gang and then you stop hanging out in a gang and you hang out in a very good environment, you may be uncomfortable because you're used to hanging around a gang. And I think that that's something everyone needs to remember. These products, your bodies are different. So these products can take a little bit of time to start working. For some people, it may happen right away where they feel it. Some people take 8 packets of Sol and 2 of Core a day. Some people take 4 of Sol and 2 of Core. There's different things that people do. Some people take Pure once a day, and some people are like me, and they will take Pure all day in their water. You know, I don't like to drink water, so it makes it easier for me when I take Pure. And Core and Sol are just 2 ingredients that I've incorporated into my life, or 2 products, and that they really impact my life. So there's no way, you know, I don't take them. Bend is one of those products that, you know, I know those ingredients can help with metabolism. I know they can help with weight maintenance. I know that those ingredients help with hormone health. I know that those ingredients have been known in lots of research to do a lot of great things. For me, it's something that I like to add. I don't take Bend at night. It gives me energy, so I take it during the day. Same thing with Sol. I'm fine taking Core at night. I'm fine taking Form at night. I'm fine with Pure at night. It's just that there's some products that I really feel like activate me. And I've heard other people say the opposite, that they take it at night and it helps them sleep. And I think that's because it's giving your body what it needs. My body needs energy during the day, and it really, really helps. But it's not the last thing I'd usually take at night. However, I do understand that other people's bodies' clocks are the opposite of mine. And it's just kind of like Benadryl. Some people, Benadryl activates, and some people, it makes them go to sleep. For me, it activates me. So when you guys ask me questions about dosing and taking, it really is individualized. When we did the Brunswick lab results, we did 2 of the Core when we looked at the cell, and we used 1 of the Sol. But I know that, like, one of the doctors that I respect greatly is out of Hungary, and he treats a lot of the Olympians, and he also treats very sick patients, but he always gives 4 of the Sol and 2 of the Core. So it's important, for people to also understand the body acts differently when it's sick. So if your autoimmune system is working to try to get rid of an illness, a virus, a bacteria, or something, you may need more. And another thing with Bend is something that, if you are looking to stop inflammation, its ingredients are made to stop inflammation. And because we know that inflammation impacts the immune system, it can cause autoimmune disorders, which really disrupt the body and cause lots of things that are detrimental. It's important to have things that are healthy for you that stop inflammation. Aspirin and Tylenol are good for you when you need it, but it can also cause GI issues. Bend is one of those products that are made from natural, non-GMO ingredients, vegan, and it helps the body really react to things in a positive way. It's not hurting the GI by the ingredients that we put into Bend. And so, as it's raining outside today, it really reminded me of really wanting to talk to you guys about Bend and how it can help, the body. Even though joint pain, arthritis pain is a myth, we know now because of the research, which is why I love research, because we get to see the data and we know the facts and the proof. Because I would have told you as a scientist, I think it does impact it based on a couple of different parameters. But the studies that are showing overall, where they're looking at all the factors, reviewing the different articles, where some of them say yes it does and some of them say it doesn't, the conclusion is overall it doesn't. Here's one of the studies that I read. Association between rain, fall, and diagnosis of joint or back pain, retrospective claim analysis. They actually even looked at how much the outpatient visits cost and where they spent the money. This one had, 1,552,842 adults in the study. So that's a huge study. And it looked at it during 2008 through 2012 and overwhelmingly showed that rainfall did not impact the joint and back pain. And it did a whole analysis. So that's a huge study. It is retrospective and it does use claim analysis, but I think it's a good study. So I really wanted to discuss research and also discuss what people think when it comes to research, and then talk about this product Bend and how it was made to really impact these areas of your healthcare. And we will be doing surveys and continuing to do research on Bend and coming to you with the results through registries, retrospective analysis, and surveys. So I'm excited to continue this journey. I hope that Bend helps during your workouts and during the pain that can occur from working out and from all the different things that you're doing in your life, because it's there to support you in daily what goes on. And I think that's really, really important. So again, RainInternational.com, RainIntl.com, I have to even look at it, is where people can get the products. And I would love to hear feedback from you guys on how you're using the products and